You're a grown adult, you pay bills, you've survived this long, and you still sprint up the basement stairs the second you kill the light. You check the closet. You leave the hallway light on for the dog, except you don't have a dog. And here's the part nobody tells you. That feeling isn't childish. It's one of the oldest survival instincts you own. Ancient machinery still running inside a very modern brain. Let me show you why the dark still scares you and why it makes perfect sense. Here's the strange thing about fear of the dark. You know, logically, factually know, there's nothing in your bedroom. And yet, the moment the lights go out, your body stops caring about the evidence. Your heart speeds up, your hearing gets sharper, and suddenly, that jacket on the chair looks different. That split between what you know and what you feel is the clue. Rewind thousands of generations. Losing daylight meant losing one of our greatest advantages, vision. Humans are daytime animals. Our eyes are excellent in daylight. In very low light, not so much. The animals our ancestors feared were far better equipped for darkness. Large cats, hyenas, snakes. They didn't vanish when the sun went down. Our ability to detect them did. So, darkness meant uncertainty, and uncertainty could be dangerous. Over generations, a nervous response to darkness may have provided an advantage. Your brain inherited an old reason to get cautious when it can't see what's around it. Fear of the dark isn't a bug. It's an ancient feature working in a world it wasn't designed for. And there's brain science behind that feeling. One key player is the amygdala, part of your brain's threat detection network. In daylight, it scans the room. Door, chair, window. Nothing moving. Clear. Turn off the lights, and the amount of information collapses. The room might be empty, but your brain can't verify that as easily. This is error management theory. When two mistakes have very different costs, natural selection favors the cheaper one. Your brain doesn't need to guess perfectly. Sometimes it needs to guess safely. Better a false alarm than a missed threat. And your brain makes darkness even creepier. Humans are extraordinarily good at finding patterns, especially faces. It's called pareidolia, seeing meaningful shapes in random information. Put that system in a dark bedroom, and that coat over the chair becomes a person. The gap between the closet doors becomes two eyes. Your brain gets fragments and tries to complete the picture. And when danger is involved, it's safer to detect something that isn't there than to miss something that is. That figure in the corner isn't proof your imagination is broken. It's your pattern detection system working overtime with terrible data. This also explains why fear of the dark is so common in childhood. A child's imagination becomes powerful, but their ability to judge imagined threats is still developing. A shadow isn't just a shadow. It can become a monster. And a child who stays near caregivers after dark is safer than one who wanders off alone. So, childhood fear of the dark isn't one switch turning on. It's imagination, learning, and ancient threat detection doing their job, keeping a vulnerable human close to safety. That brings us to tonight. You have walls, locks, streetlights, an alarm system. There probably isn't a leopard beside your refrigerator, but evolution doesn't redesign ancient threat systems every time we invent a deadbolt. Your surroundings changed fast. The machinery in your brain changed slow. That's the mismatch. An ancient nervous system inside a modern bedroom. The fear isn't proof something is hiding in the dark. It's evidence that, for a very long time, not knowing what was in the dark mattered. First, stop treating the reaction itself as proof you're childish. When the lights go out and you get more alert, name it for what it is: a threat detection system responding to uncertainty. You don't have to obey it. You can notice it. There's the alarm. And let your brain learn from repeated safe nights that darkness doesn't automatically mean danger. But for most of us, that little jolt when the lights disappear is just ancient caution in a world where it's rarely needed anymore. So the next time you sprint up the basement stairs or stare suspiciously at that jacket on the chair, cut yourself some slack. You're not seeing proof that something is in the dark. You're feeling what happens when an ancient brain loses one of its most important sources of information. For most of human history, darkness really did make the world more dangerous. Your body just remembers that better than your living room does. And if this made you look at one of your own weird little behaviors differently, there are a whole lot more where that came from. There's usually a reason why you do that. Subscribe, and we'll find the next one together.